Right, YouTube. So welcome to the EZ Sport video. So again, we're relating to football theme. And last video I said I will go through my predictions for the upcoming Barclays, Premier League. So the English top tier football. As you all know, best league in the world. Okay, so we'll do the Premier League first, and then if the views are good, and then if we get a lot of comments or debates, then maybe I'll do a La Liga and Bundesliga and League One, League Un. Basically. So quite a few languages in there. Anyway, so let's start with Prem. Shouldn't be too long. So like I said, obviously as you know, I play all sorts of these games like Sorare, Futium, and MFL. If you're interested in joining any of them, then feel free to let me know. Just for information, I did use ChatGPT for some. This is Copilot for some like predictions. So see how it goes. But this one's not very updated. They're like using last season's figures, so yeah, not sure if that's updated. We see how his prediction and mine are different. Don't see any United in there, so. Yeah, they're not very good. So anyway, we'll go for my predictions rather than ChatGPT, but obviously we'll use that as a reference as well. So bottom of the league, Sunderland, who's newly promoted. They have bought a lot of new players, which which are good signings. They have a lot of new players. But the issue is some of them mid-season will have to go to play the is it African Cup of Nations or Copa America? I can't remember exactly, but they'll have to. I think even the likes of Mo Salah, I think it's African Cup of Nations. So mid-season they will have to go to the international fixtures depending on how the nation do. That way it makes the either they loan some players in mid-season or otherwise it's a bit of a disadvantage to Sunderland. So I think hence I've gone for them to be kind of favourites to be relegated. Obviously they've sold their best player as well, bidding them to Dortmund. So it'll be quite a tough season for them, but it's one you can watch. But obviously if in the Prem, I think they came through the playoffs as well, so hence it makes sense. I would say it makes sense, but it's going to be tough for them. But who knows? All of these are just predictions, my predictions, so no not to be offending anyone or anything. So yeah, hopefully it does well. Just kind of my prediction basically. And then for 19th place in the relegation candidate, I've gone for Burnley, who again second promoted side. So they have bought some new players which can score goals, but generally I just don't think it's. They always that yo-yo club, right, where they go up and they go down. So if I would pick some candidate to be relegated, it's just very hard to pick, but then they'll be the second option. So just new basically. Alright, this one might spark a bit of you might not see this a lot in other predictions, but for 18th place I'm going to go Fulham, which personally a club I like, and I've been to the city as well in the middle of London, but nice club. It was well run, and I think just players are getting a bit aging, I would say, like the strikers and goalkeeper. Generally the whole squad is aging, and so far I haven't really heard much news about like new signings. And for the Prem especially, if you don't invest, you're likely to get left behind. So I've gone, like I said, it's a brave choice, but one that differentiates myself, so I think I've gone for that. So the three to be relegated are Fulham, Burnley, and Sunderland. Of course, worth a fight, but see how it goes. And in 17, who just scraps relegation, would be Leeds, who promoted first. It was like either Burnley or Leeds, to win the championship last season. But I think Leeds just have that better shape, and another city that I know well as well. And I think they have got the right signings, and I think they have got just enough to scrap a relegation. So they bought some new goalkeepers as well. So generally I think that I'm quite happy. They like the French goalkeepers, so I think they have definitely improved. So I think a 17th place should be good enough for them to avoid relegation. Hence we're going to pick someone from the Prem to be relegated, so that's 17 for us. And then probably not as important now here, but West Ham got quite low down, who, again, not really much signing, and then kind of like a backward squad, backward team where players are aging. Like I said, not a lot. They have signed a new goalkeeper, but then I don't think that's going to change much. So 16 for them, just above Leeds. And they've got Wolves, who obviously sold Mark Cunha to United. So basically, they've sold their best player. They have trying to sign some replacement. We'll see how that goes. But then, similar to last season, I would say a campaign would be quite good for them. For Wolves, usually quite a lot of Portuguese in there. So we'll see how they go. But that's kind of the idea. And I put Burnley quite low down. Bournemouth quite low down because obviously they sold their whole back line, the back four, and then the goalkeeper. They will still get goals like Clivert, and they're still good. But then back wise, I haven't got much news on who they've signed to replace those that kind of the superstars that they've sold. So defensively, I think they'll struggle. But attack wise, they should be okay. So more like a mid-table, but I'm moving them a bit downwards if that's the case. Unlikely to get a lot of clean sheets, so it makes it hard for like goal difference and blah blah. So yeah, here. And I've got for Brentford, who's similar situation where they've got a new manager, sold a lot of the good players, haven't made much replacements. Probably one or the other. I think it could be even lower down, to be honest, Brentford, but no European exposure, so just kind of mid-tables best you can hope for, and they will need some new signings. If not, otherwise they'll probably go a bit lower down, or if not relegation. But let's put them 13 for now and see who they sign towards the start of the season, which is like well, for me it's 2 days time, but yeah, so very close now. And then for 12th place, I have gone for Crystal Palace. You might think this is a bit low down, but it makes sense because now they're going to have Europe as well. Although they only have the Conference League, which supposedly less competitive, but at the same time, it will get the players a bit more tired, a bit more fatigue. And with the squad depth which they have, which is not the largest in the league, so it could be quite tough to rotate and stuff. So making them 12, which is I think still pretty good for if they get European exposure and stuff. So there's still a lot of good cup runs and stuff. So but generally that kind of makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I'd probably move Brentford a bit lower down. In place of Bournemouth maybe. Nah, I'll just keep that for now. Yeah, see who they sign. And then for 11th place, yeah, similar to Crystal Palace, where Nottingham Forest obviously they were like top second and then 4th and 5th, quite higher up in the table. I think they were surprised they were there in a way, but yeah, I think well earned. Another same explanation is now because they're gonna have Europa League, makes it harder to rotate players. They have made their good signings as well, like strikers, and then they've made a defender as well, I think. So we've got some new signings which will help, but it won't improve all of a sudden. So I think it's kind of in the middle, mid-table, and then obviously you get Europe to focus on as well, which should be good for them. Good season, I would say generally. And then 10th, which is a team that usually before we put quite low down. I put him 10th because of Moise. He seems to know the club very well, of course. Usually finish like 8th or above, but I see them. They kept most of their players. I don't think they've sold much. And then similarly, have they signed anyone? They've got Grealish on loan and stuff, and then I think they have made some minor signings, but I think with Moise, towards the end of last season they were in great form, so I think at 10th place it's good. They have Pickford as well, so yeah, should be quite good. Yeah, but it's always tough to predict. And then now comes to the top half of the table, which usually is most debatable. And I put Brighton over Albion there. Slightly lower than their last season, but kind of there where attacking wise they have sold João Pedro as well, so it makes it harder. Welbeck to lead the line, and have made some new signings at the back. Like obviously they knew what they needed. They've got new left back, new centre back, so should be a little bit better. But 9th kind of makes sense for now. And then for 8th, we have Tottenham Hotspur, who again have European exposure, UEFA Champions League. And then losing Song. I mean, towards the end of last season, they weren't playing Song as much. And obviously, they've got new signings to replace him, but they do miss the stars. Like, think about it. Like, before they had Modric, they had Bale, they had Song, they have Harry Kane, and then when they had those players, they still couldn't lift the trophy. And then now that, well, with Song they did actually. Sorry, yeah, take that back. But now that they have won the trophy, now in Europe, I think financially that will help. And then, but rather than this season, it's more like next season where they'll benefit from this. So they has allowed them to make some good signings as well. With Maddison's injury, which seems quite long, they will need to buy another cam urgently, because for me, I just don't think they have that playmaker. Like before, they had the likes of like Modric, like Van der Vaart, someone can't remember, but they had that kind of cam where now I just don't see that guy in the squad. So either they play free midfield or they play like more defensive approach. That's up to them. But then, so they're trying to get Eze, I think. So if they do get Eze, then Crystal Palace will end up here. So which makes sense. So that's 8th. So yeah, see how they do in Europe. But generally quite a good season for them. 7th, I've gone Aston Villa. A team that I liked last season a lot because I have a lot of players from them. I had Watkins, I had Leon Bailey, I had Digne, I even had Martinez, which I think still he's suspended for the first game, but then the fact that he's not sold, and then obviously he said he wanted to play in the World Cup, so he will have to stay in a competitive league. His contract doesn't expire for like another 2 years, so I think it's okay for him to stay. It's not going to be a big issue for Villa. But then Villa, in a way, they cannot spend any more money, which is the issue. So either they sell a player to buy one, or they cannot sign any more players. They may be able to loan players, but then they can't really sign according to the rules. So slightly lower down for them. Probably scrap. Just miss out on Europe, or they'll get a like Conference League. So obviously they do also have European exposure, so these top ones do have European exposure. So, but El Neni is a good manager. So actually, there were some notes here which I erased as well. Now these are ChatGPT. Solid squad, not quite making the elite. Smart scouting, keep them punching. I think Brighton scout's good, and then still rebuilding. Depending on manager stability. New manager. El Neni there, and then what's this one? Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle was a tough one as well. I probably it just really depends on that Isak situation. I know no player should be bigger than a team, but I've seen their pre-seasons, like they had Anthony Gordon in the striker. They had tried RB Barnes. It just wasn't clicking unless they signed someone else, a striker. Otherwise, you think about it, Newcastle last season, the way they were so good, like so higher up, was they were scoring banging in goals like 5-0, 6-0. I can't remember 6-0, but like 5-0, 4-0 kind of thing. Defensively, they were quite old, but then experienced, you can say. But then you get outpaced for the better teams. But attack-wise was what kept them into it. So if they're not able to get the goals up front, they've got very, very strong midfield. Probably the best midfield, to be honest. They have like Joelinton, and Joelinton can go back striker if needed, but that's probably like a quite a last resort. They have Joelinton. They have Sandro Tonali, who I think he wants to leave as well, so it makes it very difficult for the manager. And the fact that, because obviously they have the money, but then they're just not attracting the players. Like the players they want to sign, depending on the history of Newcastle, right? They'll rather go to United than Newcastle. So that's the issue. So I think they do also have European exposure. So they do have to sign players quite quickly. Otherwise, start of season and then it could be quite goes quite quick for you. So like I said, midfield good. Defensively could be better, and then striker, forwards, near centre forward basically. Like Isak's not going to play, so just sign someone else, yeah, or just do like exchange or something. I don't know, yeah. And then on United 5th, which is quite a huge upgrade from last season. I think that's where they should be. Still a bit on the goalkeeper situation because Donnarumma is not going to come, and then I don't think Martinez is going to go, so they will probably just stick with Onana for another season, I think it seems. So you know, honestly, I don't think he's that bad. Honestly, he's not really that kind of catching player. He's like that keeper sweeper, right? He takes a lot of risks, hence those are more amplified where if he does make a mistake. But otherwise, I think he's okay, like diving wise, and he was great at Ajax and Inter, so should be okay. Yeah, this would cause a lot of debate, I know, but this is what I'm going for. And then 4th place, I've gone Chelsea, who will get Europe. Nice squad, right signings, Club World Cup winner. At least 4th place, I think. Yeah, I actually think they should go higher, if not. But but I think top 4, it's great for the foundation, and then they have a good squad as well. And then, did I really put this on? You know what? Let me change this. Hold on, I think I had quite a quick review there. Swap these two around. Yeah, there we go. I cannot put Liverpool there, I'm sorry, but can I do double? Double is possible. They've got right back, left back, City, Turkey. Both have new signing for Cam. I've kind of overshadowed Arsenal well. So 1 place down from last. I think Wilfred. Yeah. One place down from last season. Again, good squad, but new striker as well. Now they finally have a striker. I think Gyökeres is great, but he's been in the Prem, and I think they've only got replacement in midfield, and then I've got new striker. Backline was solid, so I think that's unchanged, which is good. But I think these two just improved too much. I'm still thinking about this. Liverpool City. Okay, Pep last season, he'll win it. Liverpool second. There we go. That's my philosophy. It's Pep's last season, right? Yeah. So, and then he'll win it. It'll be Liverpool next year also, but this is the predictions. So, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, it will spark a lot of debate, I'm sure, dispute as well, but this is what I've gone for. So you've watched it here on the 14th of August. This is my predictions, and we'll look back at this by the end of the season, see how much we got right, and then who knows, next season I might be, but so this is my predictions, and so it will make a lot of decision on the players that I pick as well. Like I said, I also do have a lot of fantasy football games, so if you're yet to sign up, join the league, let me know, and I'll sort you out. So yeah, I'll show that in another video, so link in the description. If you're yet to join the league, yet to join it's free to play, so might as well, and then there's so rare as well, which is you have to pay, but then it's more fun, think about it. Well, that's not bad. I sold mine for £30. I think it was this one, right? The instant profit offer. Yeah, this guy. So this is the one I bought from him for 14, and now sold him for 30. So no big. I paid about £15 back, which is nice. Great start, and then that's the kind of the table. I have spent quite a lot of money on this for now, but hopefully these can be returned promptly. The quicker the better. Still trying to sell some players and make the final decisions. I will be picking my squad soon, so stay tuned for that. And working on a budget, but we'll see how it goes. So max we have about 40 squad earning for us, so and that's without Bundesliga yet. So alright, so that so back to the table. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any comments, feel free to comment down below. I'm open to discussions, and then if you need explanation on anything, If you have any questions, feel free to let me know as well. So yeah, for now I'll end the video here. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you agree with my predictions. And until next time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Peace.